mandate did Diddy take SA or register for SA. The judge did not do that. But I want to show you why he needs to. So stay tuned for that, folks. I'm going to be telling you that in a little bit here. Okay? Now, folks, today is Friday. I want to wish everybody a happy Friday, a happy weekend. I'm not going to be coming here on this weekend. I'm going to take off like a normal person does. And why isn't there anybody here? Okay, folks, I have here in front of me, okay, the court papers right off a pacer that the judge, when he gave Diddy a supervised release and all his requirements that he must attend. It's right here, okay? I read it very carefully, not once, not twice, but I read it 3 times. Okay? There are certain boxes, okay, that the judge did not check off. He did not check off the box for Diddy to register as SA. But it's a requirement of his probation. But first, let me tell you about probation. It's really supervised release. They changed the name from probation to supervised release some time ago. I had 5 years of supervised release. And folks, in all honesty, it was much easier doing my time, my 62 months that I did in prison. You got to remember, when you're in prison, everybody around you are all felons, okay? The moment you step your foot out of prison, when you get released, you cannot be around a felon, or you will get violated. Hi, Billy, thank you. I appreciate you all. Okay? No, you can't be around a felon. You cannot have no guns around or be around anybody that has a gun. Those are just a couple of the things. And any time the probation officer wants to search you or come to your home or business, they could. Unannounced. They don't call you up and say, I'll be there Tuesday at 10 a.m. They will just knock on the door, I'm here. Okay? They want to make sure you're home. They want to make sure you're not doing drugs. Okay? They want to make sure you're not doing anything illegal. They do check you out. And then, let me tell you what happens. You get caught for a traffic violation. Okay? What happens when you get caught for a traffic violation? All right? They take your driver's license. They go back to their car. They run that license. It comes up that you're on supervised release. Yeah, it happened to me. They came back to my car, took me out, put the cuffs on, spread me eagle on the hood of their car, and they searched my car. Okay? So you had no freedom at all when you're on supervised release. Mine was very stringent. I could have walked into a restaurant and a felon could have been there. And I could be violated for that and go back to prison. Okay? We got people from all over the world here today. That's cool. Okay, now I'm not going to read that whole thing what the judge said, but Diddy has 5 years supervised release. Okay, all right. Why Combs must register as an SA offender? All right, Combs was convicted of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, which is a violation of the Mann Act. SORNA requires, including those under the Mann Act. The registration paperwork was filed shortly after his sentencing, so it's already been filed. While the judge's sentencing order did not specifically state register as a SA offender, Combs' supervised release includes a provision that he must comply with a requirement of the SO Registration and Notification Act, as directed by the probation officer. SO Offender Registration Agent. This confirms that registration is an automatic and mandatory consequence of his federal conviction, not a special condition ordered by the judge. So everybody telling you it was ordered by the judge, they're wrong, okay, if you've been listening to them. You know, folks, I listen to people on YouTube. They get the same paperwork than I do. But why do they read it differently? I don't understand. Why can't they tell you the facts as I tell you? I just don't understand it, okay? Now, you know, folks, this is the second time I've done this today. I did it on another platform earlier, all right? So I wanted to share that with you folks, okay? Now, folks, if you have read my book, I discuss what it was being on probation. I discuss my prison stories. I tell you so much in this book, all right? The accidental gangster, from insurance salesman to Hollywood fixer. Why do I show it to you all the time? Because a lot of you come here and say you don't know who I am. But it's very simple. Google my name. Go to my website. It's right there, okay? Susan, thank you for hitting that super chat button. I appreciate it. I love you, Susan. God bless you, okay? I appreciate that very much. You know, it's people like Susan and others that hit that button, all right, to keep me coming back here, okay? Because, you know, she's very respectful, and I live my life by respect, and that's why I'm still here on this earth, all right? Because I show respect to everybody, and I try to make people's lives happy, okay? And I wanted to share that with you folks. Because you folks are wonderful. God bless you all, you know. But, you know, going back to supervised release. So after that, I told you about the incident. I got stopped for a traffic ticket, okay, at a stop sign. And I had somebody in the car with me, a girl. And police come to my car, driver's license and registration. I give it to them. They go to their car. They check it on their computer. They come back. They take me out of the car. They handcuff me and spread eagle me on the hood of their car. Made the girl get out of the car. And they searched my entire car. And there I'm thinking, and there I am on the hood of the car. I'm thinking, I don't know this girl. Maybe she's, maybe she smokes marijuana. Maybe she does. I don't know. Okay. But if they found anything at all in that car, I could have been violated. And it was at that moment I said, I'm going to stay home. I couldn't go into a restaurant. If I went to a restaurant and there was a convicted felon, I could be violated. I had very stringent supervised release, more than Diddy, and I did less. So everybody wants to cry about how bad, this and that. I'm sick of it, folks. I'm sick of people telling you lies. I lived it, okay? And, I'm going to tell you something. In prison was much easier than supervised release. I did my 62 months, all right? All in general population, no problems, no nothing, got along with everybody, and was happy. I mean, I wasn't happy I was in prison, but you got to change your mindset, okay? Because you were given time, you got to do your time, okay? And I did it. But supervised release, I don't want to go back to prison. And that's when my lawyer got me to write my book, and I spent my time writing my book. And then guess what happened? We had the pandemic. Well, I was already prepared for the pandemic. I already had 36 rolls of toilet paper, my paper towel, and because I didn't have those things in prison, and, and toilet paper is a big, you can have toilet paper anytime you want it. Not in prison. They give you one roll for every 2 weeks, okay? So the first thing other inmates ask you for, or at least they did when I was there, okay? All right? Happy birthday, Nick Gurr. Anybody got a birthday today? Happy birthday to you. Okay? The first thing, and the guy's name was, we call him Zimmerman, all right? He was the first one to ask me for my toilet paper when I got released from prison. So I had about a quarter of a roll left, and I gave it to him, okay? So right now, if you check my closet, I got about 30 rolls over there, all right? So when the pandemic came, I was already supplied, all right? Because I got OCD. What are you gonna do? Okay? All right? All right? But, and then they're saying Diddy's got to take a job. Diddy has companies. I don't know how many he's got left. I don't count his money. How much money he's got left, it's not my business, okay? So I don't count other people's money, all right? I got to worry about how much money I got. I count my money. I don't count yours. It disgusts me. There's other YouTubers that want to talk about his money. He's going broke, this and that. He can't pay his lawyers. How do they know? Their lawyers ain't telling them. Their lawyers have been paid. Okay? He's already filed for his appeal. He's got Shapiro. He's got good appeal lawyers. I don't think he'll win the appeal, all right? But he's got good lawyers. A couple of the best, all right? And they've been paid. But people want to come up and tell you all this crap, all right? saying Diddy's not broke. I like to be as broke as he is. Thank you, Mr. Kitty. Okay? Yes, Venom, I served proudly 1963, 1966 under General Westmoreland 25th Infantry Division. Okay? Hey, thanks for that coffee. I don't know how you folks do that. Okay? And man, you guys are good. I wish you were here. You could teach me things. Okay? I don't know how you do that. I love it. Okay? Thank you, man. All right? I think, this weekend, 250 our Marines are 250 years old. Man, that's awesome. Okay? Oh, what do I think about the current state of the USA? Folks, did you see the live show that Como, Stephen A. Smith? I love Stephen A. Smith. I wish he weren't for president. I don't care what party he ran for. He'd have my vote. Okay? Stephen A. Smith is awesome. But they did a thing at Kennedy Center. They had Bill O'Reilly. They had Republicans and Democrats on it. Okay, and really great show. And they took questions from the audience. And there was one guy, I can't remember exactly where he was from, but he was an air traffic controller. And his question was something about the shutdown, okay, and how he had to take a job, okay, to, delivering food for, what's the name of the company? Go something, I can't remember it, okay, because he wants to make sure he puts his daughter through college. And then Stephen A. Smith said something. That everybody's being paid except the lowest people. On the bottom, the people who need it most are not getting paid. Okay? Stephen Smith was awesome. You should have seen it. Okay, there's an epic of it. They show it on YouTube. Look for it. You can watch it. Okay? But oh boy, he put Republicans and Democrats, the whole U.S. House of Representatives, he put them right down, okay? They all get paychecks. The lowest people who need the money are not being paid, okay? And they want to fight, won't say no, no, and no. It's crazy, okay? I'm disgusted with it, I gotta tell you. But anyways, good thing Como had that guy on the show on Live Nation last night. That company that he works for now, the delivering food, they gave $10,000, all right, towards his daughter's education. And Como said, I'm giving you the rest. I thought that was awesome, okay? So I wanted to share that with you folks. If you haven't seen it, you should. But listen to Stephen A. Smith. All right, the kind of people I listen to Stephen Smith. I listen to Bill O'Reilly. Okay, because you get the facts. I'm just like them. They give you the facts as they are. They don't lie. Okay. So I wanted to share that, folks. You know about Diddy, all right? Will Diddy get the RDAP program? I don't know. Diddy don't know. His lawyers don't know what prison he's going to be sent to, if he does at all. Okay? It's entirely up to the BOP. And Diddy is not going to know where he's going until they wake him up in the morning and tell him to pack his stuff. Okay? So we don't know where he's going. The judge has requested he be close to New York. Okay? But remember something. Okay? Diddy's got a home in New York. He's got a home here in Los Angeles. He's got a home in Miami. Okay? And they're also saying that Diddy has to take a 9-to-5 job someplace. That's false, too. Diddy's a businessman. He's allowed to have a business. After all, this is America, okay? He has businesses, and that's where his money's derived of. That's his job. There's other stuff people are telling you, all right, that being misleading information. So much misleading information, okay? So Diddy does not have to go work at McDonald's 9-to-5, okay? Supervised release is a tough thing, but everybody gets through it just like they get through the prison time. Now, Diddy wants to go to Fort Dix. He wants to get in the RDAP program. There's a waiting list at all the prisons to get into that RDAP program, okay? So whether Diddy's going to have the time or not to take it, by the time he'll be on a list like every other inmate, and when his turn comes, he'll get it. But don't remember, Diddy's already been in 13 months. He got 50 months. Take 7 months off, 7.5 months actually, for good time. Okay? So call it 20 months. So he's got 30 months to do. That's 2.5 years. I could do that standing on my head. 2.5 years. If he does get in the RDAP program, that takes 1 year off. Okay? And then he will only have 1.5 more years to do. So, everybody's saying that the feds are investigating all these companies, the money is banking, that they're freezing accounts, they're doing this, they're doing that, okay? I don't see any place where they're doing that, folks. Where do people come up with this stuff? Where? I wanted to share that with you folks. Okay, today is Friday. All right, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. Thank you, Lexi. You like my glasses. Okay. I appreciate that there. Folks, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. All right? All right? Yeah, Sammy and I had, we spoke when Sonny Franchise passed away. Sammy and I had a talk. I'll never forget it. He's funny. We were talking. I said, Sammy, you know what? I said, I'm going to live to 105. I'm going to beat Sonny. See, Sonny Franchise lived to 103 years old. So, just a little hesitation after I said 105. Sammy comes back and he says, Oh yeah, I'm going to live to 106. I said, Sammy, why would you say 105 after I said 106? He says, so that I can go to your funeral. And we laughed like hell. I thought it was funny. Okay? Uh, I got no qualms with Sammy. I got no qualms with nobody. I don't like rats, but people did what they did. What could I say? Okay? I can't change the past. Okay? And maybe if they were able to change the past, alright, they would. I don't know, folks. Okay? Yes, I'm Italian. Wyatt, you had to block people too? Yeah, I had to do that with a couple people, Wyatt. Okay? Uh, some people just can't be respectful. You know? It's terrible. Why can't people be respectful? Why people got teared down other people all the time for? You should be uplifting people. You should be happy that we're given another day on this planet. I'm grateful for every single day I have. No, I'll be honest, I never. Well, if your dad's disrespectful, what's that make you, Carlo? Okay, are you respectful, Carlos? Let me ask you that question. Because I always blame the parents for not, I learned to be respectful when I was a baby, okay? Our family was very respectful. I don't blame nobody for anything. "2009, you're young, Mr. Kitty. 2009. Well, it's nice to have young people here, okay? You're right, there's no morals today, people. The world has changed so fast. You know why? Because people do not communicate with each other. And when I say communicate, I mean by talking to each other. People think that they got that phone in their hand and they're texting. All right, they think they're talking. No, you're not. You're not communicating properly. Okay? I mean, I go out to restaurants here, I see a young boy with his girlfriend, okay, sitting at a table, ordering dinner, and they're both on their phones. They're not talking to each other. All right? That's wrong. If I have a date, I tell the girl, leave your phone at home. I leave mine at home and go out on a date, okay? I don't even want my phone around me. But I haven't had a date and I can't tell you how long, okay? But the last date I had, that's what I did, okay? So folks, try to communicate with people to make your life much happier, okay? You could laugh, you could cry, you do all those things, all right? All right? Yeah, these kids today. And blame the parents, all right? Blame the parents. All right? Well, folks, look, it is Friday. I'm going to go out. I'm going to take my walk and try to get some fresh air into this old body here, okay? Everybody have a great weekend, all right? And unless something very important comes up, I'm going to take off this weekend, all right? And please, once again, I'm going to ask you, please subscribe, like, and share, okay? God bless you all. All my love and respect. Everybody have a great day. Take care.